I'm 100 years old, and I have been living in my own home for 71 years. Not because I was lucky, not because my body was stronger than other women's bodies, because there are 5 words I refuse to say. Everyone else says them. They sound polite, they sound humble, they sound like the kind of thing a good woman is supposed to say. And every single one of them is the sound of a woman quietly handing her life over to someone else. If you are honest with yourself, you say at least 3 of these every single day. You said one of them this morning. You will say another one before lunch. You will not notice you said them. And one day, in 5 years, in 8 years, in 12 years, you will be sitting in a chair you did not choose, in a room you did not pick, and you will not remember the moment your life began to slip away. It began the first day you said these 5 words and meant them. I have refused them for 35 years. I am going to tell you all 5. The first word I refuse to say is fine. When my daughter calls and asks how I am, I do not say fine. I tell her the truth. I tell her my hip aches today. I tell her the milk has gone bad and I am annoyed. I tell her the weather has made me sad. I tell her my friend Margaret has not returned my call and I am worried about her. You think this is small? It is not. Fine is the first word a woman uses to stop being a person to her own family. Every fine is a small lie. Every small lie is a tiny goodbye to being known. And the woman whose family has stopped knowing her is the woman whose family eventually decides what is best for her, because they have lost track of who she actually is. My sister Geraldine said fine for 60 years. By the time she was 84, her children genuinely believed she had no opinions about anything. They moved her into assisted living against her objections because they had not heard her voice in so long they had forgotten she still had one. I do not say fine. I have not said fine in 35 years. The second word I refuse to say is sorry. I do not mean for things I actually did wrong. If I step on someone's foot, I say sorry. If I am late, I say sorry. I mean the apologies that are not apologies. The sorry to bother you. The sorry I'm so slow. The sorry just one more thing. The sorry to take up your time. These are not apologies. These are a woman preemptively asking permission to exist in a room. I stopped at 65. The first time I called my own son and said, "Hello, dear, what did you need?" instead of "sorry to bother you." He was confused for a moment. By the 3rd call, he had adjusted. By the 10th call, he had begun to call me back faster, because he understood in a way he had not understood before, that I was a woman whose time was not an interruption. A woman who apologizes for her existence is a woman whose existence eventually gets apologized for by everyone else. The 3rd word I refuse to say is whatever. This is the smallest of the 5. It is also the most dangerous. Where would you like to eat? Whatever you want. What movie should we watch? Whatever's on. Do you want the chicken or the fish? Whatever's easier. Every whatever is a woman teaching the world that she has stopped having preferences, and the world is a very good student. The world learns within about 2 years that this woman does not need to be consulted because she does not have an answer anyway. By the time she is in her late 70s, no one asks her what she wants for dinner. No one asks her what temperature she wants the room. No one asks her where she would like to sit. They simply decide, out of love, out of efficiency, out of the long habit of a woman who said, whatever, for 40 years. I have preferences. I have stated them out loud in restaurants and living rooms and doctors' offices and family dinners for 35 years. I want the chicken. I want the window seat. I want the room 2 degrees warmer. I want the television off. You think this is bossy. I am 100 years old, sitting in my own kitchen in a chair I chose, at a temperature I set. The other women from my class of 1944 who said, whatever, for 60 years are not sitting in their own kitchens anymore. The fourth word I refuse to say is old. When my doctor asks me how I am feeling, I do not say, I'm just getting old. When I cannot remember a name for a moment, I do not say, it is my age. When I am tired in the afternoon, I do not say, I am too old for this anymore. The word old used about yourself is a permission slip. It is the polite way of saying, do not expect me to do this. Do not expect me to remember. Do not expect me to try. And once your body and your mind hear that permission slip, often enough, they take it. They become as old as you keep telling them they are. My neighbor Eunice told herself she was too old to drive at 72. She had no medical reason. She just felt old that year. Within 5 years, she was telling herself she was too old to cook, too old to garden, too old to walk to the corner store. By 80, she was telling herself she was too old to live alone. She was not wrong by the end. She had spent 8 years convincing her body of it. The body had agreed. I am 100 years old. I have never told myself I was too old for anything I actually wanted to do. The day I tell myself that is the day my body will believe it. The fifth word I refuse to say is anyway. This is the one almost no one notices. I was going to call the doctor, but anyway, I'll go next month. I thought about going to the library, but anyway, I am tired. I wanted to call my granddaughter, but anyway, she is busy. Every anyway is the sound of a woman closing a door on her own intention. She had a plan. She had a desire. She had a reason to do something. And then, with a single word, she dismissed it, dismissed herself. The woman who says anyway enough times stops having intentions at all. By 75, she has nothing she was going to do, nothing she meant to start, nothing she was about to call about. Her life has become a long series of plans that did not survive the word anyway. I have a list every morning of what I intend to do that day. Some days I do not finish the list, but I do not anyway myself out of starting. The intention is the engine. The day I stop having intentions is the day I stop being someone with a life of her own. Fine, sorry, whatever. Old, anyway. 5 words, 35 years. One woman, age 100, still in her own kitchen. You said 3 of these today. You will say 2 more before bed. You will not notice. And one day, in 8 years, in 10 years, in 14 years, your daughter will sit at your table and say, Mom, we need to talk. And you will not have the voice to disagree because you traded it away, one polite syllable at a time, for 60 years. Stop. Today. The next time one of these 5 words is about to leave your mouth, swallow it. Say what you actually mean instead. A nursing home does not begin with a fall. It begins with the 5 small words a woman uses to make herself smaller, year after year, until there is nothing left to defend. I'll see you in the next one.